When I bought my 200-acre ranch, I thought the only battles I'd be fighting would be weeds and the occasional coyote. I didn't realize the real predator would be the HOA president, Karen, who somehow thought my private land was her personal kingdom. It started while I was on a business trip to Colorado. My ranch hand, Miguel, called me one afternoon, his voice shaking. "Boss, you're not going to believe this," he said. "There's construction happening on the south side. Big machines, cement trucks. They're tearing down the old barn." I nearly dropped my phone. "What do you mean tearing down my barn? Who authorized that?" Miguel sent me photos, and sure enough, a massive yellow excavator was chewing through the barn my grandfather built in the 60s. Fresh concrete was being poured right beside it. A big sign read, "Future site of HOA equipment storage, authorized by HOA President Karen Matthews." My jaw hit the floor. I called Karen immediately. She answered in her usual smug tone. "Oh, you're back from vacation already?" she sneered. "Good. We finally decided to put that empty space to good use. The HOA board voted to build a storage facility for neighborhood maintenance equipment." "Karen," I said, trying to stay calm, "that's my land. The HOA has no jurisdiction outside the subdivision. My ranch is private property." She actually laughed. "Well, there were no fences, so it wasn't exactly clear. You should be thanking us. We're improving the area's appearance." That's when I realized this wasn't ignorance. It was entitlement turned criminal. I called my lawyer, a man who enjoyed crushing HOA boards for sport. He drove down that night, drone footage in hand, showing Karen's crew not only demolishing my barn, but also laying a 40 by 60 concrete foundation on my property line. We didn't say a word to Karen for the next 3 days. I let her finish the entire warehouse build. Steel beams went up, walls were installed, and the HOA held a little ribbon-cutting ceremony complete with cupcakes and a community progress banner. The next morning, my lawyer filed a lawsuit for trespassing, destruction of property, and illegal land development, totaling nearly $1.2 million in damages. When Karen was served at the HOA office, she stormed over to my ranch, waving papers. "This is harassment," she shouted. "You can't sue the HOA for improving the neighborhood." I smiled. "Actually, Karen, you built your illegal warehouse 3 feet over my property line and destroyed a historic barn. You'll be paying for every single splinter." Turns out, the survey markers were crystal clear. My late grandfather had the land officially surveyed decades ago. And the kicker? Her construction permit was completely fabricated. 2 months later, the county inspector arrived, and the entire building was condemned. The HOA had to demolish the warehouse, restore the land, and pay me $950,000 in restitution after court fees. Karen tried one last desperate stunt. She organized a protest in front of my ranch with a few HOA loyalists holding signs like, "Justice for Karen," and "Stop the Ranch Bully." The sheriff arrived and kindly informed her that trespassing again would violate her probation. The protest ended faster than a summer rain. As for me, I rebuilt my grandfather's barn even bigger and stronger. On opening day, I hosted a massive community barbecue and invited everyone except Karen. The county sheriff dropped by too, wearing a cowboy hat, eating brisket and grinning as he said, "Well, looks like justice was served," along with some good smoked ribs. And just to drive the point home, I added a shiny new sign on my property line that read, "Private ranch land, trespassers will be sued." Again, would you like me to continue this series with 3463, where the HOA guards pull a gun on your daughter, not knowing she's a retired Delta Force operator?